Level Up Latina partners with working women and mamas alike to guide them in achieving fulfilling career and life goals through financial empowerment, professional or leadership coaching, and personal wellness. Find the unique coaching you need to succeed.
You're listening to Vero, Ceci, and Irene, and we are Level Up Latina.
Welcome back to another episode of the Level Up Latina podcast. This is episode 216, and it's our favorite because it's our random, and we're going to ask some random questions of each other on this beautiful day. Bienvenidas, Ceci y Vero. How are you feeling today?
Ay, hasta mejor. Not out of commission anymore. So I am feeling fantastica. I don't sound completely clear yet, but I am a lot better, and I'm happy to be here. Let's get on.
Yo también, ahí más o menos, working from home today and just, having all these amazing thoughts, I guess. I don't know what I'm thinking. Hey. Pero aquí en la oficina, en la casa, dude, ¿qué acabo de decir? Ay, no. Pero anyway, aquí contenta.
¿Qué día es? ¿Dónde estás?
¿Qué día es? Oh, you know what? That throws me off because
es mi nombre.
I know. ¿Sabes por qué I'm so thrown off? Because we usually record on Fridays, right? And then also because I'm usually in the office on Tuesdays, and yesterday I was in the office on Monday. So ando toda revuelta que no sé ni qué día es. So
for our listeners, we're recording on an unusual Tuesday, but we're so excited because our guest for next week, you're going to love her. You're going to love her. You got to tune in next week. You obviously have to listen to this whole show first, but Julissa Arce was on the show, and she's one of our favorite authors, and we were really excited to have her this morning on a Tuesday. Well, I'm glad they were here. I'm glad that Vero's better because Vero was going through it. It wasn't COVID, but it sounded like hell anyway. And so I'm glad she's back, and she celebrated her 4-year anniversary this week, so a lot going on for her. And Ceci was out walking her dog that has one of those cones of shame on right now, so super, super cute. I guess he can't procreate. Is that what happened to him? No babies?
Yeah,
no
that's
babies
what happened.
All right.
No
well,
babies
it's
for him.
Part of the animal kingdom. So we're going to get into it. And it's the random show. So I'm going to have random questions. I can't talk today. Every word I say today has like an extra letter. Like that question had an R in it. Questions. It's this. So just bear with us. It's random. So enunciation's not important and words can be made up. I mean, go with us here. We're surviving. We're thriving. Our guest that you're going to hear next week talked about surviving. And sometimes that's all you need to do. So I'm going to throw out some fall-inspired questions, some August, September-inspired questions, and then we'll just answer those. So my first question is going to be, what is your favorite back-to-school memory? No matter what age you were, but there was a point in your life when you went back to school and something was awesome about it. And it may have been like going back to college, sophomore year. It may have been like high school. It may have been like kinder. Kinder's not really back to school. It's like when you first start. That's probably traumatizing for all of us. But go ahead, Ceci. Tell us yours. It looks like you're ready.
I was ready because as soon as you said that, like an image came to mind, right? An image came to mind, and it was like the first day of high school. So 9th grade, freshman year. And I would do this every year. But for some reason right now, when you asked that, this came to mind. I would always lay out my clothes the night before the first day of school. I got always laid out, like pick out what I was going to wear, like everything new. I can't believe that this image came to mind, exactly what I wore on the first day of school freshman year. It was like a kind of like a midriff white knitted shirt that was like a V-neck short sleeve, and it was white. And then the pants were, remember those like jeans that were trending, que eran de colores, and they were like baggy, they were like wide leg, anchos, kind of like fitted up here, but like ahorita se están usando otra vez.
Janko or something with a J, because someone would make fun of my like J. Crew jeans that had a bit of a campanita. Those are your Janko jeans. I think it was the word Janko, no? La marca?
I don't know, but it was like it was kind of like a chola vibe a little bit, but it was
like the crisscross thing. It was still like kind of vibing then.
So they were baggy. They were like wide leg, and I remember they were like a, I no sé, like a dark green, but then the stitching was white. That. And then
I remember those pants.
Ceci is just so cool as a freshman in high school.
Right? And then my sneakers were Fila. Remember Fila? They were black Fila. Suede Filas. Me acuerdo. Like exactamente de eso.
Damn, because you were like a chola, right?
I was kind of like a transitioning out of chola years in my freshman year, and then I became like a nerd. So yeah, that was my transition.
Right on time to get into UCSB. We could not have let you in as a chola. Right on time, getting it together.
Or maybe we could have.
Or maybe we could. Maybe she would have been the chola we needed. She was the chola we needed in those times, right? She was.
Yeah.
Se le salía lo chola. We can only have enough room for a few cholas. I was one too. I was a recovering chola. No es cierto, no es cierto. Vero, cuéntanos. Favorite back to school memory.
Oh, good thing you didn't ask me about the chola. It's the favorite back to school memory. I think it's got to be high school. I mean, I loved college. College felt like, we're living there. It wasn't like, oh, I'm back to school. It was more like, here we go, another quarter, another year. But I think it's high school también. Like when I transitioned from penny loafers to Oxfords, it was just like a whole new me. But yeah, I'm listening to Ceci say that she laid out her outfit. I mean, I wore a uniform my whole 4 years. So it wasn't like, oh, do I get a new skirt? I was just like, hopefully my skirt from freshman year now fits me a lot shorter so I don't have to roll it up. Ahí parecía monja con my knee-high socks, my long-ass skirt, because my mom's like, no, te vamos a comprar grande para que te vaya quedando cada año. And I just remember, like, I really wanted a vest. And I got my vest junior year from the Lost and Found. It was actually lost by someone, and I found it. I never took it to the Lost and Found. But that vest made my outfit, like, rock. So by that point, I was junior year, rocking my clean Oxfords with my knee highs, my shorter skirt, and my tight vest. But I think it's waking up to licuados de mi mami. That is the best child. Like, it was just like that licuado on the first day of school. Like, ándale, my mom would always say, like, ya son las 7:30. And even though it was like 6:45, right? Ya son las 7:30, se tienen que ir. So for me, 7:30 was not a good sign because I had to be at school. I had to be at the blue line. I grew up in Watts, so my high school was in Downey. And thank God that we now had the blue line and the green line on the 105, Irene. So it would take me, I would walk to the 103rd Street station, get the blue line, to then meet the rest of my friends on the green line to then jump towards Downey. And it was a whole venture. Like, it was a whole adventure. Like, it was amazing. But the mornings, the licuados de mi mami in the morning before that first day, like on that first day of school, I think are my greatest memory because she made some bomb licuados and it just tasted so much more special those days. But because I think that first day of school was going to be the last day I can actually savor it, because after that it would be like, I'm late, adios, vámonos, one of those kind of rushed.
Yeah, it's one of those. I always feel like the first week of school, back to school with my kids, is when I make them a reasonable breakfast. Yeah, luego it's just like, eat a granola. It's un desmadre. But my favorite, as you guys were talking about, I was like, man, I have a few that fled it back. But I can think of one that I thought was pretty exciting to me. When I was a freshman also, Ceci, like going to that high school, like it was exciting to go to high school. The clothes played a big role. My brother at the time was a year older than me in school, I think. Maybe 2. I don't know. Maybe 1. And he had been to a different high school. And when he found out that my mom was going to let me go to Inglewood High, he was pissed. He's like, I'm going to Inglewood High too then. And my mom never let her kids go to Inglewood High, even though we lived in Inglewood, because she just thought about the cholos and the cholas. And she's like, se me van a hacer cholos cholas, like they can't go to school there. So they were all like Venice High people. And he was like, he went to uni in West LA, and he ended up going to a bunch of other high schools. But he was going to go back to school with me as a freshman. And he took clothes so seriously. My brother Steve, at that point in his life, I swear he like peaked at that point of his life in terms of fashion. He had the coolest clothes, and I don't know how he got the money. I don't know how my mom could afford it, but he had the coolest clothes. So by extension, I had very cool clothes because he didn't want to be embarrassed by his little sister and not knowing what the hell fashion was at the time. So I remember having some pretty cool clothes, and God bless my mom's sweetheart that since I was the baby, yeah, she could take me to the mall and spend money on me. And my older siblings were super tripping and hating on that because my sister would say, we used to get shoes at the Walmart equivalent and they had to last a whole year. And here you are at the mall with Steve, like getting every color, because Steve would get like every shirt that he liked in similar colors and every shoes that he liked and jackets. And he just had this incredible wardrobe. Sad story about that ending for him. He was out of that school in 2 weeks because they beat him up. A cholo wanted his watch. Like 3 cholos beat him up. I remember seeing from a distance. I like ran to him all dramatic. He got so beat up, so he was out. No duró ni 3 semanas mi pobre hermano en esa escuela because it was just crazy. And
lo viste as your
oh my God, it was one of my most traumatizing, like just feeling terrible for him. But it was interesting, like that whole trajectory that I got to go there and he came, no duró, then he ended up going to all these other high schools. But I do remember feeling like fresh to death, as my brother would say, and dressing super cool and being so excited because my boyfriend was at that school and I had met him in junior high and I wanted to go to that high school and I got my way. My parents were going to let me, really my mom, not my parents, but my mom was going to let me. My siblings co-signed because my siblings convinced her to let me. Like, such a blessing to be the youngest of 6 because all the times my mom wanted to be strict, I always had like older siblings being like, let her, she's fine. She's not going to be a chola. She has good grades. So that was one of my favorite back to schools and I loved it. So our next question with the same theme, what is your favorite fall tradition? Now that fall is coming, we've got September, October, November. December's a little bit of winter, but what is your favorite fall tradition? And it can be from your childhood or maybe something you do with your kids now. And I'm going to let you girls think about it because it seems like you're both like contemplating. Vero's got a wicked little smile. Is yours a naughty? What's going on over there?
No. It's not naughty.
okay.
I just I think fall and I immediately go to Thanksgiving. I love the holidays, you guys. I just love the holidays and I love eating all the food at Thanksgiving. So I just get pumped. So when you said fall and you said October, November, and I was like, I stayed in November. I was like, wow, Thanksgiving is like my thing. I want to eat that delicious turkey. Yes, I love tamales. Okay, don't judge me. But when I met this kid who I was working at my last job, when I was director of events and marketing and events. We hired this kid to help me design our flyers and our announcements and like our T-shirts, and, like do design for our other kind of brand for the company. But I remember asking him like, "Hey Dan, what's your favorite meal?" He's like for real? I'm like, yeah. Like, what is that one dinner, like that one food or that one meal that you? And he goes, Thanksgiving dinner. And I go, oh my god,
soulmates,
great, you know?
soulmates. No.
But it's just there's something about Thanksgiving dinner. I just think that it just brings a family together.
Yeah.
And family, and aunque se griten y se caigan mal, se reúnen and you dress your best to sit in the sala. Like, there's just something about it. And I think for me that like, you know, I grew up in a small home, in a small casita. Our house was small. And then, you know, as we started like growing our families and we still like kind of all went and jam-packed ourselves into my parents' house, even though we barely fit. I mean, to the point where we're like, we should probably rent a little tent just to eat dinner outside. But I think for me, I think of the fall and I think of Thanksgiving, and I love coming together with the family and just eating de todo.
Funny, that's one of my next questions. So you might as well answer it. It says it can do a twofer, but I was going to ask, what's your favorite dish on the Thanksgiving table since the theme was fall? So since you're talking about how good the food is, what's your favorite dish in that table, Vero? And then we'll move on to Ceci.
Oh, girl, I can't rate them, but the favorite. So if it's the turkey, it has to be my mom's turkey with her stuffing. And then she makes her gravy con el caldito que le sale también al pollito, todo lo que se cocina. And so she makes her own gravy. So I like that just the combo of the turkey with her stuffing and her gravy. And my mom makes this green pasta, como de chilito, de chile rojo, de chile verde. So delicious. My sister makes these delicious, I mean, I don't really eat green beans normally, but she makes these delicious green beans that are just like crispy and delicious, but they're like sweet and salty at the same time. Girl, I can eat.
Vero's like everything.
No, everything.
It's on,
Oh
my mouth
God.
is watering. My mouth is watering.
But yeah, my mom's turkey and her little stuff, her stuffing is delicious. It's one of the best I've ever had. And I'm not because of my mom, but I've tried a lot of turkey. And I've tried a lot of stuffing, and it's just the best.
Turkey's not easy to make delicious. So shout out to your mama. My answer was going to be kind of related to yours. I'll start with that first part since we're still on Thanksgiving. But my favorite dish is also my sister's turkey because her stuffing is delicious. She makes a cornbread stuffing that's really good. So her cornbread stuffing really, but she makes a very juicy turkey and a lot of people can't. My suegra has a really good stuffing too. So those two things are probably my favorite. But my favorite tradition is actually Halloween with my family because we've always been trick-or-treaters. Like, I'm so proud of my mom for trying her best to like really give us the quintessential American holidays, even though it wasn't what she grew up with or what she knew. And I think, again, it was my siblings and their influence because we believed in Santa and we went trick-or-treating and we carved pumpkins as kids. And I'm just so, so grateful to my mom because she kind of figured out a way to make it happen and was all about it. So she still to this day gives candies in her little neighborhood and the few kids come or whatnot. But I loved doing that my whole life with my kids. Like, trick-or-treating was one of my favorite things to do with them. And I've been really aware and cognizant that my kids are getting kind of too old for that holiday. They don't really dress up anymore. It's not like a serious outfit, maybe with their friends. I mean, they kind of did last year, but trick-or-treating isn't what it used to be. So I feel like I'm already at the stage where I'm going to start to miss that tradition. It's going to be a past tradition unless, you know, we start giving out candy here or for real. In fact,
Take my kids.
I
see the
Halloween. I know, for real. But I will. But the truth of the matter is that Halloween for us, the way it became like huge is my sister's neighborhood, her kids. It was like we did it, then my sister's kids did it. Then when I had little kids, we would go to my sister's neighborhood. So yeah, it's a family affair. Like trick or treating is no longer just your immediate family, but my kids themselves are probably not going to be big trick or treaters. But you're absolutely right. Take somebody else's kids, go to another neighborhood. Like my sister's neighborhood was epic, epic, epic. Que les cuento, I think I've said on the podcast que allí las calles están tan llenas que se pone un frutero, se pone una persona que vende como luces. Like people make money in my sister's neighborhood selling stuff to all the people that come into town to trick or treat. So huge memories of my sister's house, taking both her girls when they were little, which is so much fun. Then my kids when they were little going there, which was so much fun. And then just continuing that tradition. So Halloween's one of my favorites. So Sissy, you have the floor. Favorite tradition and favorite dish on the Thanksgiving feast list.
Okay, so favorite tradition, I would have to say it's kind of twofold. I was thinking about it. Definitely Halloween, because sin querer queriendo, every single year that I've had daughters, every single year we've dressed up and we've had like a family theme, every single year. And I have ended up, maybe not last year, but I have ended up like making someone's costume, and I'm like, oh my god, de dónde me salió lo creativa. So that's been fun. And then also around Thanksgiving, I tend to take my girls shopping like una vez al año, like que ellas van a la tienda conmigo, because other than that, it's like I don't have the energy. They are all over the place. I usually just order stuff online, for them. But I've noticed that I've been doing it around November, like in time for Thanksgiving, and I take them shopping. We go to Sara, and they always have like the cutest dresses for girls. Cutest. And so siempre vamos allí and les compro algo and les digo, okay, this is what you guys are going to wear for Thanksgiving, and that has happened. And then favorite dish on the Thanksgiving menu. I feel like my family's all over the place. I feel like sometimes we do have turkey, other times we don't. And it varies. I feel like it's the same thing for Christmas and New Year's, where like the menu varies. Sometimes there's turkey, también hay ham. So I don't know that I have a favorite. I do love like a good stuffing. I also like, okay. So one dish that has come often in our dinners is lomo, que mi familia lo hace, el lomo, like the huge pork loin. Then they make it with like wine, red wine, Cabernet, I believe. And they punctuate, le ponen ajos, almendras, and it's really good. It's really tasty. And then the day after, maybe I'm more excited about the day after. The day after, hacemos tortas de lomo, like con aguacate, like
Delish.
super good. Chile vinagre. Ay, se me está haciendo agua la boca.
That sounds delicious, girl.
I know. Of course, if you come to the
So
random show
good.
hungry, that's on you. Come at your own risk, because we're going to talk about food. We can't avoid that question. So my next question is, what is a beautiful thing you celebrated this summer? Did anyone have anything special to celebrate? And if it carries over into something you want to celebrate in the fall, you can answer that. But I'm sure y'all can think of something that you've celebrated this summer that you were really excited to celebrate. And I'm not going to speak for you, but Ceci did something really cool for her mom, where she had like a painting exhibit for her mom's paintings, because her mom's been painting a la Frida Kahlo. You don't have to share that memory, but I thought that was super duper cool that your family came together for that this summer. But any inspiration, anything you all shared, a birthday, an anniversary, a person?
Yeah, definitely that painting expo. We had thought about it earlier in the year, and I told my mom, and she was kind of like, like, ay, no sé, no tengo ganas de pintar. Because she went through like, maybe like the first half of the year, como que no tenía ganas. She just didn't. And all of a sudden, like, she got the energy and started painting again. And then when she realized like this date was like on the calendar, she's like, se puso en chinga estar pintando. And then 2 weeks leading up to it, she was like, she's like, I went with Mari. Mari's her caregiver. She's like, Mari took me and we went shopping and we got all these things or whatever for like Saturday. And then, so anyway, so it was just cool to see her getting excited for that. And then the day of, it was, oh my God, it was hot weather and we all came together. We had like, it was in my sister's backyard. She has a huge backyard and we had tables. It was hot. So tuvimos tostadas de ceviche, de cueritos, drinks. Luis was making, April spritz. And then we bought canvases, paintbrushes, paint, and it was just kind of like come as you go. If you want to paint, grab a canvas, grab a paintbrush y pinturita, y ahí nos pusimos a pintar. It was fun. The other thing that I celebrated this summer, July 18th to be exact, was our 8th marriage anniversary con Luis. Cumplimos 8 años de casados. What did we do? We tried a new restaurant, of course. It has to be food related. We tried a new restaurant, and the actual day of, we went to this really popular like bakery, and we shared a slice of cake and cafecito, and it was nice, just to be nosotros dos solitos.
Qué bonito amor, qué
Qué
bonito amor.
lindo.
Qué bonito amor.
That's right, baby. A ver, Vero, what did you celebrate this summer?
This summer was actually a really nice summer. I think that the kids, we didn't do any extravagant vacations or anything like that, but we did. We went out to the cabin to celebrate my niece's graduation from San Francisco State. So she was like, hey, you know what? She has her reasons, and she was like, I don't want to walk. I still have one more class left, but I'm officially graduating, and I would love to get all the family together, and I don't want to do the big crowds in San Francisco. And, as it is, if everyone goes into San Francisco, it gets really crowded really easily. So she's like, can we do a cabin trip? So we did this cabin trip up to Arnold, and it's near like Angels Camp, like this beautiful part of Northern California. So we ended up staying in a cabin with all our family, like pretty much my family, my immediate family. So my sister, her daughters, my parents, my brother, his wife, and his kids. And then it was, the first time that really my family was like a whole little unit, right? So I'm like, yeah, count my whole little family in. So we did this really awesome trip to the lake, and it was very, very, it was memorable. It was beautiful seeing my older nieces, because my nieces are in 24, 26, 28. Then my nephews, my nieces and nephews are 10, 11, and 15, like a sophomore in high school. And then you have my kids, which are the babies of the family, right? So the little 1, 3, 4, and 5. I think they 1, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. They're 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 1. Yeah, it's right. I was like, I was giving myself 6 kids. But
Pero it's like, one is 27, one is 6, one is 13. No sé qué chingados está pasando.
So the age gap, right? So from 28 to a 1-year-old, and that, my parents' grandkids, and just having everyone together was pretty awesome. We celebrated Maura's first birthday in July, and that was really cool. We rented a slip and slide for the kids, and they just had a ball. We just did burgers, kept it simple, and it was really nice to get the family together. And then I think... And we also have a summer anniversary. We just celebrated our 4 years of being married. And I think back on our wedding day, it was definitely one of those things, right? None of my kids were planned. We went to go inquire about a wedding license. And next thing you know, we asked about, hey, do you guys do weddings here? And they're like, yeah, we have an opening tomorrow. And we're like, well, but we'll take it. And it was just kind of like, let's do it. And here we are 4 years later, and it was a very hot day. I remember trying to put makeup on, and my makeup just kind of melting on my face. I was so sweaty, but it was beautiful. I was pregnant with our third. We had Gali and Joaquincito, and my dad didn't make it to our wedding. And it always reminds me that he was at the casino. I'm like, the casino's more important, Dad. Thanks. But he was like, no, pues después se vas a casar por la iglesia, so it's no big deal. But yeah, we celebrated 4 years of an unplanned union, right? One of the least expected, and it's been really nice. So we went and got some carnita. We had our tomahawk steak, and we had some delicious wine.
That looks so good.
And we did it on a Saturday. We celebrated the day before because we knew Monday would come along, and it's getting a sitter and kids at school and getting them. We're like, let's just celebrate early, take some time for ourselves, love on each other, and overeat because that tomahawk was bomb. But yeah, here we are. 4 years later, and we're doing it. So that.
Bravo, 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 bravo. Nice. I'm glad we're all
somehow Tell us.
Somehow we're surviving being married. I love it. No, not surviving. We're thriving.
Yeah.
Gracias a Dios. I was going to say, before I go into my answer, I love how when Ceci celebrated her, she shared photos of us, us with our husbands there. She has a really cool picture of you and Otto at the wedding, and you look stunning. She has a very cool picture of me, Diego, and the boo, and her. I love that picture, by the way. We look stunning. I'm like, I get one. Okay, every time Ceci celebrates her love, we get to see all of ours literally with our partners. So, qué bonito.
Yeah, qué bonito que estuvieran ahí con sus, con sus esposos.
Parejas, right? Before we even knew that. Well, we all wanted Vero and Otto to end up together. We were all pushing that agenda for sure. Let's see. Some things I celebrated this summer. My housewarming party. That was super fun. I had my whole family over. The house was finally ready. It still feels ready. Super still in my honeymoon stage with our new house and feeling really proud of it. And the kids are really proud of it. And we got family to come and love on us and love on the house. So that was really cool. I have 2 birthdays out of the 3 kids this summer. So that was super duper fun. I can't believe I have a 17-year-old. He was at the Drake concert for his birthday. So life has definitely changed, which is beautiful because I'm super happy for him. And I would want to be there if I was 17. So that's fun and dandy. And we also celebrated anniversary. It was a special one. Like it was our holy matrimony. So we got married like 16, 17 years ago. And 7 years later, we got married por la iglesia. And so that's the wedding that we celebrate. So that's been 10 years now, 10 years since we got married at church. And every year it's really fun for the kids to kind of do the math and figure out like, oh yeah, you guys had this other wedding. And oh yeah, we were in the pictures. And I was feeling like super grateful for my comadres that day. And Vero's in that list. Like I have like the best comadres, but there's these 2 comadres that weirdly in my life, they've always been the photographers sin querer queriendo. And it just sort of happened that way. And Lisette was there when I was pregnant and did like a photo shoot of me. And that was before maternity shoots were a thing. And she was there at my first wedding in Hawaii. And we had this terrible photographer. And she was the only guest at my wedding. She was my maid of honor. And she took these incredible photos on the beach of Diego and I. Then years later, she's back at the religious wedding. And my comadre Elisa's there taking these killer ass photos, edited them, beautiful. Si no las tuviera. And I'm like looking at these things and I'm like, damn, si no tuviera mis comadres, like I didn't think about none of that. Like Lisa did my hair for my first wedding. She got me this dope car. She got me this amazing hotel. Like without Lisa, like I would have been at the Motel 6 and like walking to the venue. I don't know what would happen without Lisa. No pictures for show. Fucked up hair. And then same with Elisa. Elisa's always like loving on us and doing like really cool, just very cool things around photography. So I felt super special celebrating that because it reminded me that we do need like a National Comadres Day. And no offense, I have other comadres. Regina, if you listen to this. Yoli too. Oh shit, like it's hard to keep track. They're all great. But it's been a blessing to celebrate those milestones. But it's very cool. I guess we all 3 have wedding anniversaries in the summer. How cool is that?
Oh, de verdad, sí.
That's
cool
a good
is that?
time. Yeah.
Super cool.
Which, by the way, we need to do like the 6 of us a trip for that reason. Maybe when Vero has 5 years. But she's like, I don't want to celebrate 5 years with you guys. We're coming.
Right? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
We
It'd be
should. The
fun.
6 of us need to. We've been saying it. Like we need to. We need to get together.
No, we have been saying it.
We should do a
I
killer
have
Napa
one
trip.
last question.
Let's do
Oh,
like
yeah,
killer Napa.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Napa's-
need to go to Napa.
Perfectly easy. And you said it's cheap to fly there, no?
Yeah,
Is it this new
super
airline?
inexpensive. We should do something. We should do something this fall. This fall.
Okay, I'm gonna try to find a date. We're doing this other random couples thing with Diego's brother and Yuli and our godparents from Noah's side. So and Sophie for First Communion. So that's happening early in November. Maybe we can get something for us later in November. Are you guys feeling like your calendar crazy packed? I already feel like my calendar cada fin de semana es like un pinche desmadre already.
Yeah, September.
Yeah,
I feel like
así.
that every single weekend. Algo.
And for me, September and October, boo. I'm already in November trying to plan like trips like that are way
Actually,
in November.
October también.
I'm melting because like I can't believe I'm gonna have a 6-year-old. Ceci, I don't know how you're doing with your girls. I'm just like, and I'm like, Ceci gets a double. She gets a double 6. She gets a double 7. She gets a double 8. I
know, it's
I
a
want
lot
to
of
cry
work.
every time I see that they're getting older.
I know.
They do one activity. I can't add another. They
Oh,
do
no.
swimming. That's what they have. Es lo que tienen, and then they're at school all day pretty much because
There's
they
so
get
much
off
to
at
manage.
3, and then they're at extended care till like 5:30. So I'm like, ahí están todo el día. Solamente así.
No, the calendars are nuts. Like I'm super lucky que este año of all the years, both the boys are doing soccer again. They have the soccer at the exact same park at the exact same time. Their practices. So Isaiah's like
perfect.
driving his little brother. Me and Diego were like, oh my God, it's never happened. It's probably the last year Isaiah's gonna do this. That Noah is there with him. So ni lo sentimos, thank God. Like he has to take his brother, bring him home.
What a beautiful memory. This is going to be a core memory for Noah when he's old. Like my older brother, I was able to bond with him. I was able to be with him because who knows where Isaiah goes next, right? Like
know.
if he goes away, he goes away. If he stays home, great. But that's a
doubt it.
beautiful moment for them.
I
So
hope
tell
so.
them
I
both to
told him.
relish it in
Yeah.
some way.
We Diego like sent this big old long text to Isaiah, like, be nice to your brother. You're going to be dropping him off and picking him up. Really encouraging words. And Isaiah's like, would I not be? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, would I not be nice? He's like, no, but like make conversation, encourage him. What if he's nervous? He's going to be on the smaller side. He's always on the younger side on the teams. Like, be nice. He's like, I know, Dad, I know. And then like the first day they got back, I end up running an errand with them late. And I go, how'd it go? You drove yourself, blah, blah, blah. He goes, it was fun. It was cool. I was even thinking of like taking him to buy like a snack, like I don't know, like 7-Eleven or something. Like da da da. I don't know. What my
Her
son, does my
voice.
son talk like that? Does he talk like
I
that?
know her teenage
That
boy
17-year-old
voice.
boy.
Yeah, you know, because I'm cool, Mom. Yeah, I'm cool,
I know,
Mom.
right?
Bada bing,
And I
bada
was
boom.
like, that's nice. Bada bing, bada boom. I was like, yeah, if you ever need money, like go take him to get. I'm like, I'm fucking sending my kids to 7-Eleven a las 9:15 de la noche. But you're right, Vero. It's a
A
beautiful
las
memory.
15, a las 15 de la noche. That
A
is
las
3 in the
9:15,
morning.
güey, las 9:15.
Oh,
A las 3 de la
9:15.
mañana. No, speaking
las-
of which, we're going to get to the last question. See, Isaiah was my Uber driver the other day. Isn't that crazy? Nos llevó somewhere, and like it was a bar, and he's like, "I'll pick you up later." And Diego got in the back with me, and so Diego's messaging around. He's like, "Hi, sir. How long you been driving for Uber?" And then Isaiah's like, "Good. Are you Diego? Are you Diego ready to go, Diego?" I keep acting like they were.
That's cute.
Isn't that cute? Anyway, my last question, my last question, and we're gonna wrap up is: what is one thing you're gonna do for yourself before the summer is over? What is one thing you're gonna do for yourself before the summer is over?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna do it after this podcast. So with all the kids being home in the summer, I was like, I'm gonna have more time. I'm gonna have some time to just maybe get away with Gali and go do a mani-pedi together. Do this. I'm gonna do my own mani-pedi. I'm gonna go get a mani-pedi. I'm gonna go get my massage. It's like I do it every 3 months, kind of like where I get my massage, where I have enough time. I was doing it a little more consistently before, but this summer just whipped my butt. So yeah, I'm gonna go get myself my hair done. I really want pink hair, so I'm going to try to push myself to do pink hair. I'm going to get a massage, and I'm going to get my toes did, because, girl, we don't want to be at the breakthrough brunch with claws.
Pink hair is awesome.
Like
I really
la
want it.
That is
Not
awesome.
pink. I think more of a lighter feather.
Como Karol G, no?
That is
Is it
so
hers really
cool.
light right now?
She
I want it like
has it
that.
like a light pink. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I want the light pink. I
Mírala,
really want
mira
to try
qué
it.
pintada.
Try it, because
See.
it's looking super good on people. Try it, and especially for the summer.
Yeah, I love it. I've been wanting to do it for such a long time. My niece had it like that and looked beautiful, and I'm just like, yeah, ¿sabes qué? ¿Qué importa? You know?
Do it.
Así que lo voy a
Love it.
hacer.
Love it. Do
Book
it.
my appointment. Fucking
Y
book my
tú,
appointment.
Ceci, one thing you're going to do for yourself before the summer's over.
Oh God, I don't know. I actually kind of already did. I went to that like float therapy, like the float therapy, where I was floating in salt water. I thought I was gonna be claustrophobic, because they're like, yeah, just go in there and you take off all your clothes and you're just floating there, and then you close. It's like a huge egg, and I was like, do I have to close it? Like no sabía como, like, because it's heavy. It's a heavy as like door. Y se cierra, and then you're basically inside the egg. And so I was like, let me try it a little bit, and then a little bit, y ya lo cerré. It was nice. It was relaxing, but I felt like it was too long, like an hour. Imagínate ahí flotando. Like I was just, maybe I did 45 minutes y ya me salí. Lo bueno es que they have a shower there, and I showered and shampoo and all that. So that was nice. That was one thing that I did for myself. I am going to go get a mani-pedi next week or soon, because my organization, my office is celebrating 50 years of serving the community, and they're having their annual gala, but it's like la gala de oro por los 50 años, and when is that? Not this month, not this Friday, but the following.
Qué
The
bonito.
8th.
Get the chrome gold. Get the chrome gold nails.
Oh, that would look really
I'm wearing a
so
gold dress.
bomb.
I'm wearing a gold dress. I don't
Girl,
want to wear gold and gold.
do like a really nice gold black. Like there's
A black would
really
look nice.
pretty black
With the gold?
with your
With the
gold.
gold? Oh, I see what
Girl.
you're
A
saying.
black would
With
look
the black.
nice.
The black.
You can do
nails
black
are
tip
so
too. The
golden.
black tip was cute.
Really? No,
Your nails are
yeah.
so pretty right now. Look at how pretty your nails are.
The
They're
yellow.
like neon green.
They're
like the
gorgeous.
neon
They're
green.
super summery.
This was my last summer color.
Oh, last summer color.
Yeah. So
Okay,
now
I
we're
love
going
it.
into
It's
fall.
beautiful. That's right. Now you're going to the fall. I gave him a break. I feel like I have been getting my nails done, the gel, for like 3 years straight. I was like, okay, I need to like give my regular hands a break. So I've taken like a couple of months. And I mean, I don't know if it's bad for you, but they say all that UV light. So I've been doing my own nails for the last month. And I'm like, no wonder I started going solely to the salon, because I can't stand chipped nails. Me cae mal. Me cae
I
super
know.
mal. I just don't
A
like
mí
it. So
también me cae mal.
me cae mal. Like I'm just like, I always have to like be doing them. So I'm like, oh, that's why I love gel, because then I don't worry about it. But anyway, I might go
Yeah,
back. I might like,
same.
oh, I might budge, and like, but I like that I've given them a break. Like, take care of my
Yeah,
own nails.
that's
Yeah,
good. I
just
think you
don't-
should.
yeah.
I think you should give. You know what? We should ask Lisa, how long of a break should we give ourselves?
Yeah, you can't
with
just
gel?
keep doing that. My
Lisa's gonna be like, nunca, nunca, jamás.
my niece Josie
Jamás.
was supposed to just put on sunscreen. She's like, you have to wear sunscreen. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, your hands. Just wear a lot of sunscreen.
No
on
one
your
viejita
nails.
hands.
And then so because you don't want viejita hands. I'm like, well, shit, I already did it for 3 years. I probably already have viejita hands. I didn't know I had to wear sunscreen for that. I mean, I put on sunscreen, but every 2 weeks to go to the salon, I wasn't putting on my hands. But I may try this.
vein.
Knuckles. How do you say knuckles in Spanish?
Codos?
No, ¿cómo es esto?
Oh shit, you're right.
Tus
How do you say knuckles
no
in
sé.
Spanish? Fun fact.
Bueno, if
Hey,
anyone
Suri,
knows, let me
how
know.
do you say knuckles in Spanish? Suri knows. Knuckles
Yeah,
in
Suri's-
Spanish, Suri. Ask us away. What if she says, I don't know what you're talking about? She's still thinking, guys.
she's
Nodillos?
nodillos.
Nodillos.
Finger joint of closed fist. Nodillos? I don't think that's right. Nudillos?
Los
Nudillos?
los
Somebody tell us.
nudillos,
Nudillos, maybe
Someone tell us because
También-
I've been wanting
I mean,
to
like,
know.
¿cómo se dice fist?
That said something about the
Puño.
Oh, puño, hacer un puño. Okay.
Hacer un puño.
Hacer un puño.
I'm glad that at the random episode you also get some Spanish lessons. Why
¿Cómo se
not?
dice fist me?
Puño a mí. Puño a mí.
Puño a mí.
A mi
Vamos a
puño.
empezar. Puño a mí.
That's the one
Vamos a
thing-
empezar.
one thing I'm gonna do.
ABC.
That's the one thing I'll do
ABC.
myself
Okay.
before the summer's over.
You know what? This is a random thought, but because your first question reminded me, you know how I was thinking about like the first memory or the best memory of going back to school or back to school day. I remembered what I wore. I don't know how. I remember what I wore on the first day of school each of my 4 years of high school. No me acuerdo lo que me
Wow.
puse en law school. No me acuerdo lo que me puse en que son más
amazing.
recientes, ¿verdad? In college, but for high school, I remember randomly.
That's amazing. I have no idea. I just know it was fresh to death certain years, but I have no idea what I wore. Qué bonito que te acuerdas. Do you have a photo of every day maybe? O sea, ¿te acuerdas? You just remember.
I don't know. I just remember, like I told you guys what I wore freshman year, sophomore year. I wore still like the baggy jeans and remember like the like emoji, like a happy face shirt.
Oh, that was
T-shirt
super
fun
cool.
to see.
Remember those were really cool.
Yeah, and then it's fun. And then junior year, I wore ya se estaban usando los like fitted bell bottoms. It was like
Yeah.
some brown corduroy que me gustaba cómo se me veían because I felt like my butt looked nice.
Oh my God.
And
You do
then-
remember every single freaking year.
And senior year was like the capris. Remember que se empezaron a usar
Yeah.
capris?
Yeah, for sure.
Capris, fitted capris.
Well, if you need fashion advice, then you got to go to Ceci. I got to go to her before the summer's over to get fashion advice. No es cierto. I think I already did my thing for the summer. I got my hair done professionally. They did a great job. I did a whole hydrating treatment. Me lo pinté allí. I bought all the products. I was like, today, sell me those things. I'll probably do that again before the summer's over and go get like my hair, some TLC on the hair. But
There's a scalp like a salon where they do this awesome work with your scalp. Is that where you go and do?
that sounds
The one
amazing.
I found is in San Gabriel. It's in San Gabriel. But
That's far,
it's
no?
far. So I need to find something local. But it seems legit, like how they just like comb through your scalp and they do all this treatment. But anyway, yeah, that's random as well. And one thing I actually forgot that I want to do before the summer's over is make it up to the Bay Area because I need to make it up there after the
Oh,
camping
that's a good
trip
one.
for the family reunion. And I'm trying my best because I just really miss my soul miss that part of it. And I miss my friends. So I want to go see
Qué
my
bonito.
comadres, my homegirls.
Qué bonito. My
Yeah,
son
but-
really wants to go to school in the Bay Area.
I'm gonna come down for the brunch, so it's coming. It's coming.
That's in the fall. So that's a good segue to close up the show. Actually, that's in the fall. So get your tickets today for the Breakthrough Brunch, October 7th. We had already mentioned previously, but if you didn't get the memo, it's a small, intimate affair. So make sure to get your seats before they sell out. You can get them at leveluplatina.com. If you want to ask us any questions about this show or about the event, you can also hit us up and slide into our DMs. At Level Up Latina is our handle there, Facebook and Instagram. I don't even mention the Twitter anymore because I don't even know what Twitter is anymore. It's like something X. But if you find us on there, find the episodes, share some love, we'll find it somehow. It'll get to us. Find us on LinkedIn as well. I know some people like to learn about us through our LinkedIn profiles, so please do. And finally, we have affiliates. So check our website for affiliates. Affiliates being the companies that work with us that give you sometimes a discount for going through our landing page. So you can go to leveluplatina.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You can see all of our affiliates, and our newest are Fox Rent-A-Car and Dollar Rent-A-Car. So make sure to check those out and listen to all of our episodes. Binge these suckers if you're looking for something to do. Review our episodes. We really appreciate when you tell us what you feel, what you think. We've been getting some really good reviews about the Nelly Galan episode. So if you haven't heard the Nelly Galan episode from last week, please go back. Don't be skipping around. Just kidding. Do whatever you want. It's your life. But definitely listen to that one and tell us what you think because we love Nelly. We're thinking of having an event with Nelly, and everyone we tell is like, yes, hell yes,
Yes.
sign me up. So if you listen to the show and you
Let's
love
put a poll
it,
out.
yes,
Let's put
we'll
a poll out
out.
on our Instagram. Yeah.
That's a great
what
idea,
days,
but-
what kind of,
That's a great idea. We're talking to Nelly behind the scenes. We're going to get some dates. We're going to ask all of you, our listeners, what you think. Or if there's someone else that you've heard on our show that you must see in person, let us know. We'll make it happen. We're getting to the point where, we have so many amazing women and we don't want to forget any of the great voices. So if there's someone you want to see again for another episode or in person, let us know. But yeah, we'll see you at the Breakthrough Brunch October 7th. We also have a whole other month of episodes to listen to. So until then, check those out in September and enjoy the rest of your summer. Do something nice for yourself. That's why we asked that question, and enjoy the fall as it comes around. Don't let it stress you out. Just think about your beautiful traditions, your Thanksgiving, time around the table, your Halloween with family as a crew, back to school. Don't let it frazzle you. Just enjoy it. It's only once in your life. So until then, las queremos mucho, mucho. Thank you for being here. Thank you for another. Hasta luego.
Ciao, besitos.
Level
Thank you.
up.
Don't forget to level up.